Choose the correct options. 1. What does Sundarban literally mean? Lush meadows, lovely woodstreary, deserts, beautiful forest. Answer. Beautiful forest. 2. The tides reach inland as far as 100 miles, 200 miles, 300 miles, 400 miles, 400 miles. 3. Amit Ghosh is a novelist, historian, explorer, TV host. Answer. Novelist. 4. What was Rachel Saha's role in the journey to the sun? Interviewer, guide, editor, host. Answer. Guide. Answer these questions. 1. What are the Sundarbans? Where are they located? The Sundarbans, which literally means beautiful forest, is the largest mangrove forest in the world. It is renowned for its unique ecosystem, being home to man-eating tigers, particularly the famous Royal Bengal tiger, and the region's hungry tides. This forest is already witnessing the adverse impacts of climate change. The Sundarbans is rich in vegetation, comprising trees that thrive along the border of land and brackish water. It is a patchwork of islands, some no bigger than sandbars, and others stretching for miles. The entire region is interwoven with rivers, creeks, and tidal waterways, making it a place where land and water constantly merge. The Sundarbans are located in the delta region of the Ganges, Brahmaputra, and Meghna rivers, spanning India and Bangladesh. In India, it is situated in the southern part of West Bengal, extending into the Bay of Bengal. 2. Who wrote the book, The Hungry Tide? What does the book say about the Sundarbans? The book The Hungry Tide was written by the novelist Amit Ghosh. It vividly portrays the Sundarbans, describing it as a mysterious and treacherous mangrove forest. About Sundarbans, the book says that there is no prettiness here to invite the stranger in. It is home to man-eating tigers and hungry tides. It is already seeing the impact of climate change. 3. What does the podcast say about the Bengal tiger? The podcast highlights the effects of climate change on the environment and the tiger population in the Sundarbans. While cruising through the creeks of the Sundarbans, one can see the Sundarbans Tiger Reserve, which is home to a large population of Bengal tigers. If we are lucky, we can also see Tigers. Bitu Sogal mentions that he saw a Bengal tiger in the Sundarbans after 45 years of his first visit. He humorously adds that you only see them when they decide you are good enough to be granted that rare vision of orange and black, emphasizing the elusive and majestic nature of these tigers. 4. What other creatures are found in the Sundarbans? Describe them in brief. Apart from Bengal tigers, the other creatures found in the Sundarbans are the monitor lizard, which is considered lucky if seen at the beginning of the trip as a local belief, cobras, crocodiles in the forest and water, and an Irrawaddy dolphin, which is beautiful and is also a sign of good luck. There are crabs in the mud banks and fireflies at night. Answer these questions with reference to the context. Climate change has already started to dramatically reshape some parts of the earth. Who is the speaker here? The speaker is Audie Cornish, the host, who says this during the podcast in the chapter Journey to the Sundarbans, from The Hungry Tide by Amitav Ghosh. B. What place are they visiting when these words are said? When these words are said, they are visiting the Sundarbans. How is climate change affecting the shapes of some parts of the earth? Explain. Climate change is really affecting the shapes of some parts of the earth. If we talk about the Sundarbans, which literally means beautiful forest, is losing its beauty day by day due to climate change. Thousands of acres of forests disappear underwater, and the villages are flooded every time the tides get especially high. This is making life even harder there. Tides are taking away chunks of land into the water. Years ago, one could see the mud banks turn red with crabs. However, that never happens anymore. Moreover, one cannot see trees lit up at night with fireflies. All this is because of climate change. To get to the Sundarbans, you leave from the big city. A. Which big city is being talked about? Here, the big city being talked about is Kolkata. B. How long does it take to reach the Sundarbans from this big city? It takes 4 hours, to by car and to by boat, to reach the Sundarbans. What modes of transport does one use to get there? A car and a boat are the modes of transport that are used to get there. Think and answer. 1. There is no prettiness here to invite the stranger in. Why do you think the novelist Amitav Ghosh writes in his book? Explain the sentence with instances from the podcast. Amitav Ghosh writes this in his book, that there is no prettiness here to invite the stranger in, because the world's largest mangrove forest is losing its beauty due to climate change. We get instances from the podcast for this. Thousands of acres of forest disappear underwater. The villages are flooded every time the tides get especially high. This is making life even harder there. Tides are taking away chunks of land into the water. Years ago, one could see the mudbanks turn red with crabs. However, that never happens anymore. Moreover, one cannot see trees lit up at night with fireflies. All this is because of climate change. 2. The Bengal tiger of the Sundarbans is now an endangered species. What do you think the government and World Wildlife Fund are doing to protect them from getting extinct? The Bengal tiger of the Sundarbans is an endangered species, and both the government and the World Wildlife Fund (WWF) are taking steps to protect it from extinction. They have created tiger reserves and protected zones to safeguard the tiger's natural habitat. Anti-poaching laws are strictly enforced, and patrolling teams are deployed to prevent illegal hunting. Additionally, WWF works on conservation programs, awareness campaigns, and habitat restoration projects. They also monitor tiger populations, using advanced technology, and collaborate with local communities to reduce human-tiger conflicts, ensuring the species' long-term survival.